Hey, New Sound, good morning, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Albert, and I'm going to be sharing something out of Matthew chapter 13, and it's going to be verses 53 and through 58. When Jesus had finished these parables, he moved on from there. Coming to his hometown, he began teaching the people in their synagogue, and they were amazed. Where did this man get this wisdom and these miraculous powers? They asked. Isn't this the carpenter's son? Isn't his mother's name Mary? And aren't his brothers James, Joseph, Simon, and Judas? Aren't all his sisters with us? Where then did this man get all these things? And they took offense at him. But Jesus said to them, a prophet is not without honor, except in his own town and in his own home. And he did not do many miracles there because of their lack of faith. So, what this makes me think about is, yes, there's so much power in the name of Jesus. There's so much power in him, but we can't access that if we don't have faith. We need to walk in that as well. And this brings me to something that me and my mom were talking about actually. She was talking about this pastor who she follows, and he shared this story that he went to the airport one time. This was like 6-7 years ago. And a lady came up to him and said, wow, you look so familiar. You look just like this pastor. But it's not you because he's a lot younger and like he's a lot tanner. But man, if you don't know who he is, this is his name. This not give him all the details. And she ended up walking away. Little did she know she was actually talking to the pastor himself. But what did she do? She put him in a box. And I feel like we can do that sometimes, not only to Jesus, but to people around us, to our sisters, to our brothers, to our mothers, to our fathers. When my mother told me this story, I was looking at her like, man, I call you mom, but some people call you sister. Some people call you their hairstylist. You know, like when you put people in a box, sometimes that's all they're going to be able to do in your eyes. So like for me, for instance, I put myself in a box when I came to faith. I came to faith at 21 and there was 19-year-olds. Actually, there was the kids that I was teaching at that age, 8-year-olds that knew more about the Bible than I did. And I'm like, oh man, I'm never gonna be able to do this. Like, I'm just gonna call it quits, you know? And of course I didn't. But that's what happens when you put yourself in a box. So what do you have to do? You have to die to that and let God come into your life to give you the purpose that he meant for your life. But that can only happen if you die to that. So who are you putting in a box? I challenge you this week to change your perspective, to change your outlook on how it is that you see somebody and maybe see a miracle in them. Thank you for joining us today.